Mic test, mic test. I'm just going to see if this is too loud. I think that seems okay. Yep, that sounds all right. Shadow 777, happy Halloween. How is everyone? So here. The S&P 500. Okay, so the stock market. Let's start there, hey? We've chopped sideways for Monday. That's a good thing. I think we're still up in this higher area, so we could potentially continue to move. What I'm thinking is there might be some anticipation of the FOMC, like the federal funds rate announcement on Wednesday or Thursday, whichever day it is for you guys. And yeah, maybe we get just more like indecisive action until after that, and then we get a move either up or like violently back down again, depending how good or bad it is. The forecast is, I believe, 4%. Let me just double check that. FOMC, the federal funds rate, yeah, the forecast is 4%. Last month we pulled in a 3.25 after the forecast of 3.25. So the previous two forecasts have been accurate. The June forecast was actually a higher interest rate rise than forecast. So that's, yeah, but usually they nail it with the forecast. So 4%, okay. That's a 75 basis point increase. The last one was only the last one was a decrease. So they came from a 0.75 down to a 0.5. Oh wait, no, sorry. I got that wrong. That's an increase. My bad. 1.75 up to 2.5. So a 75 basis point increase. So is that what we're going to be getting? Yeah, 3.25 up to a 4, so 75 basis points. Lex Leone, Sean McGibbon, D Johnny 55, Will Lambert. How you doing, guys? All right, so that's coming up. I think this is set in Australian time. Yeah, 9 a.m. Australian time on a Tuesday morning. We've got, so this, for me, it's on the 3rd of November, 4 o'clock in the morning, so 4 a.m. Maybe I'll wake up for it. I don't know. See. I'll just change this to Eastern so you guys get an idea of when that is for you. GMT -4, isn't it? Eastern time, US. Set calendar. It'll be Wednesday afternoon, so 2 p.m. Wednesday. So not too long, not long to go now. Let me go across to good old Bitcoin. So this is the daily chart. The daily RSI hasn't gone overbought yet. It's still within, just medium range. So it's just, you know, like it's just meandering along as what you'd expect when things are going sideways. So on a macro scale, we still haven't pulled in a higher high yet, unless you're comparing it with this high here. We've got we've got our first higher high. You know, we had all of these higher lows here, lower lows, and then we're slightly getting higher lows again. So this could be the start of like a shift. Hopefully November and December produce, you know, bullish activity. A retest of 25k would be, I think a retest is reasonable even beyond that, to be honest. I think we could definitely get up there, especially if the FOMC thing comes out positive. But yeah, that's a big if. So we've definitely broken out of this descending trend here. We didn't even need to backtest it, which was cool. So we got ourselves on top of 20,000. We've actually backtested 20k here, like basically to the dollar. I think it came in as low as, let's see, the low was 20,009 cents. So that's basically right onto the dollar. And okay, let's look at the structure. Higher highs here, potentially a higher low. So this is in some kind of ascending channel. If you're wanting to chop the top across and call, you know, the resistance 21,000, which is fair to say. I mean, we've only had a couple of wicks above it so far, but if you're going to call 20,000 the resistance, then we've got ourselves an ascending triangle, which is in this circumstance bullish because we're heading up. We've entered this pattern from an uptrend. So consolidating, we're basically raising the bar as far as our lows go, but we're bashing on the door of 21,000, waiting for a nice obvious break before moving higher. So there's that. On a smaller time frame, like if I go down to the 15-minute chart, or even lower, so there was this was caused by the dollar index, I think, this little Bart Simpson pattern right here. So if we go across to the dollar index, you can see it broke out of an ascending triangle. So this is a good example of what an ascending triangle can do. Price rises up, hits resistance, but the lows start to get higher, right? And then eventually that resistance breaks and you get a push toward the upside. So maybe that's what we're going to get on Bitcoin. So yeah, this pullback here was thanks to the dollar index breaking out of its ascending triangle there. So let's compare the shapes. If I go out to the 1 hour chart, and then we look at the dollar index's 1 hour chart and switch between the two, you can see it's the same formation. Coming in from below, consolidating, and then breaking out. So that is quite a reasonable possibility, I think, for Bitcoin. Maybe we do a climb, because today, I mean, we've already come into contact with potentially the bottom of this, this ascending triangle. So that is a good start. The oscillators, so the RSI on the 1 hour chart for Bitcoin is quite cool. Like it hasn't run hot yet. We got a bit of overbought just here, when we came up and tagged above 21,000. But since then, we've retraced nicely, and we're looking for the next leg up. I'm going to look at Doge as well. So Doge had a falling wedge, and we've since broken out of that. So there's something in patterns like falling wedges. When you break resistance, there's something called a break, hook, and go. So this being the break when you go through the resistance, the hook being the back test to find support, which at the moment it does look, like we have found some kind of support, and now we're just waiting for the go, which could, in the next few hours potentially could do that. If you do a fib retracement, so from the high up here to the lowest point down here, you can see we've wicked up to the 0.5 fib level, almost to like the dollar accuracy there. And we've come down, broken back through the 382, and now it's hitting its head on the 382. But yeah, I think as far as the setup goes, I think we can certainly rally up again. Just going to look at the oscillators. So there's no... Yeah, you could say that was a bit of bearish divergence there, because you got equal highs on oscillator, but like higher highs on the price. So that's the 4 hour. Yeah, the daily RSI is very cooked, like it's very high up. That doesn't mean that it can't still, run hot, like hotter, or, maybe we get some daily bearish divergence. So that would mean that we come down, go up, but make a lower high on the RSI like that, but pull in a higher high on price potentially at the same time, which would be the bearish divergence. So yeah, there's by no means has there been a signal yet to say that this is over. Like the RSI, it looks like it was starting to pull back, because the day before yesterday was yesterday was a red day, like it came down, retraced. But yeah, I think there's potential there for Doge and Shiba as well. So yesterday I actually got into a trade right around, I think it was about here, or maybe it was over here. And basically where that green line is on the chart was my entry. My stop loss was the orange line, and that was below the swing low. So I put it a little bit below, because liquidity grabs, liquidation hunts or stop hunts happen just beyond the previous low. So even that might be a bit tight. I could have maybe put it down here a bit more. But anyway, I was on 10x, I think, and this was the liquidation level. So, close enough for kind of close for comfort. But my projection at that point was for price to hit this green box up here. It definitely rallied up, but didn't quite make it up to the 618 fib level, which would be a retest of this high. I'm trying to figure out why it pulled up where it did, but maybe it's the 382 fib level. But you can see this white line is the top of this range. If I probably have to go out to like the daily chart to show you the range. Yeah, there's the range. So Shiba has somewhat been trading in this box, this rectangle, with, you know, a little bit of activity outside of it, but for the most part, prices stayed inside that rectangle. And yeah, I'm still like positive. I have a positive outlook or optimistic outlook here. I think that it can definitely travel up and retest this high here, which is the 618, you know, before we get any kind of retracement. But, you know, it's not guaranteed, as always. So the reason that I got into this trade was because of this. There's a few reasons. Because of the falling wedge, much like the one to the left here, which produced a breakout like that. So that was confirmation one, or that was, you know, signal one. An inverse head and shoulders. So we've got a low, a lower low, and then a higher low here. So that was my secondary, like, confluence there. And what was the next one? Probably, I think there was like the oscillators were, if I go down to a lower time frame, there was somewhere a signal. Yeah, probably like just the RSI had dipped below the 30, so, you know, oversold, and then it traveling back up. But it may have been on a higher time frame. Anyway, that's pretty much, it was the inverse head and shoulders and the breakout of the falling wedge that did it for me to get into that position. It certainly was a profitable trade. However, I actually closed the position around here. You know, I saw it come up here and then start to get rejected by the 236 Fibonacci level, and I was like, okay, I'm going to bed soon, so I pulled it here, and then it actually came down and retested my entry. So I was like, oh, I made the right decision. I took profit. But had I have gotten back in, I would have caught this beautiful push all the way up to 1320. But that's all right. I'll catch it again in another rip. It might even be gearing up for one, you know, in the coming hours, but yeah, we'll see. Who knows? It's still on trend, like it's still pulling in higher lows. We're just waiting for that higher high to come in. But yeah, this for now on the smaller scale, this was a bit of a signal that things have like dropped off. You know, lower highs. We could be seeing the form or the starting or the beginnings of another falling wedge, perhaps. There's definitely one here, like that kind of idea, that kind of structure with a breakout. Not explosive, but it is there nonetheless. Like, it definitely broke out to the upside, which falling wedges tend to do. Let's see, what else have we got? So Shiba, Doge, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's doing okay. Seems to have found support for now. What else is doing okay? Let me look at some different lists. So Lit is going crazy. Tel, AVAX, Doge, yeah. Doge, Elon. You go down the list. What's retraced heavily? Sushi Swap, Gala, T-Fuel, Lunk, Lunar Classic. Yeah, there's potential, like, looking at the altcoins, like you're looking at the dips. So Chili's went on a rampage the other day. Yesterday morning for me. Midnight. That was a pretty amazing rip. And it's still up there. So it's kind of like Doge and Shiba. They had these crazy runs up, and the pullback has found support at some specific level, right? Let's see what we got. Yeah, the 0.5 in this neighborhood, the 0.5, the 0.618. It's like a, now depending where you draw the fib from. So if we're taking like maybe the bottom of the move being over here or something, or the start of the impulse. Either way you cut it, it's yeah, that's pretty much how you draw out a support fib. Bottom, like low to high. Is it doing a falling wedge? I think it might be. Just check. Maybe it's doing something like this. Like more like that. Yeah, this top side's not as clear, but maybe we need some more activity first. That's Chili's. Go back to Bitcoin, I think. Let's try to see where this pulled up. It looks deeper than the golden. It looks, yeah, the 786. 786 support. So assuming that we found support, you can go from the high to the low to get the resistance levels heading back up. So we've already gone through the 236 fib. Now we're looking to attack the 382, so on and so forth. Like heading back to the golden pocket would be a nice retest of these highs here, or this high. And an even more optimistic one would be this high, the 786. Or we get the 1-to-1 retracement back to the all-time, well, not the all-time, sorry, the 21,000 level. Yeah, that's what to watch and how to watch it. Now today, I was going to try and find something to trade, like to get in on and do it over the stream, but yeah, I'm not sure what to get in on. But maybe Shiba again, you know? There's signs of strength there. Higher lows. I hide the drawings, just like watch, like see the structure. It's like got a rounding bottom, similar to what happened here, yeah? Inverse head and shoulders right there. And yeah, rallied up. So yeah, it could work out. G'day from Perth. Well, g'day from Brisbane, Mike. Must be early for you over there, like 7 a.m. or something? Or even earlier, 6, 6:30, 6:23. Test. How you going, Test? But yeah, look, Bitcoin's looking pretty, I think it's looking alright. Just because of this ascending triangle. Alright. I'm still waking up. I've had a coffee and I feel like I still need another coffee. Dollar index is still hanging high. Just a bit of a pain in the ass. I want that to retrace. Post market for the S&P 500. Let's see what they're doing. It's gone up a touch. Yeah, 7 hours. That's our Monday. Our Friday was extremely explosive. I've noticed that Fridays tend to be like a good day for volatility. So bigger moves should happen Thursdays and Fridays, I think. If I go back to like New York, because this is the S&P 500 being an American index. So we get the days broken up properly. So we got Monday right there. Let's go back to the previous Thursday, Friday and see if anything. Yeah, here's the Friday and the Thursday. So compared to the start of the week was flat. Look at the Monday. The Monday was flat as hell. Previous Monday was actually not bad. It was just continuation of an uptrend. And then today, our Monday here, Halloween has been flat as a tack. This Monday was a bit messy. Yeah, it's interesting to see how the different days behave. Look at that gap up. That's crazy. Between Monday and Tuesday a couple of weeks ago. And then gap back down. Fill that gap. Yeah, the gaps are crazy. We don't really deal with that in crypto because there's no breaks in the market. The market stays open 24/7. Oh, where's another Monday that we can look at? Here's one. Yeah, I just think Mondays are usually pretty slow. There's a Monday there. Tuesday, yeah, Mondays, Tuesdays, kind of flat and boring. What's doing? Wick down. See, these long wicks tell me that there's like buy pressure like that exists there, and that is like a positive sign it indicates that there's, the demand is still strong there, that spot. Go out to the 1 hour. Just going to find more examples of that. Yeah, you can see here. People very happy to purchase it as price fell to those levels. It gets bought all the way back up again, even here. But yeah, this went way up and then straight back down again. Pretty bizarre. But yeah, I don't see why Shiba can't do another impressive run up. Especially if things go positive for Bitcoin in the coming days. Like if we get that that funds rate coming in lower than expected, that would be amazing. That would be very bullish. Instead of a 75 basis points hike, what if it's just a 50, like, 0.5%? But yeah, I think when things come in as expected, as forecast with the funds rate, I'm not sure if that has much of an effect as if it, if it was to come in higher or lower, you know what I mean? Like if it comes in as expected, I feel like that's already been anticipated and priced in to markets. But I guess we will see. We will see. Let's see what happens in a couple of days' time. But yeah, that's where we're at. Let's go back out to like the daily. Yeah, it feels like it could be the start of something positive here. The fact that we've pulled in a higher low here and a higher high. And we're sort of like holding this area, at least for now, of support. So yeah, this could be okay. The one thing that concerns me though is a potential rising wedge, just because these highs are like, it's just ever so slight and gentle, rather than like, really explosive moves up. That angle's a bit like, it's not as steep as it could be. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Join these wicks up. It looks kind of scary. So if we're gonna start respecting those wicks as like a trend, then maybe we do come down here and test, find support, rally back up, test, get rejected, and then fall out of the wedge. And then maybe come down and test 19,000 again before, just more sideways, like sideways bear market behavior. But we'll see. Bear markets don't go forever. They definitely don't last forever. So there will be a turning point eventually. But this one, yeah, there is speculation that this one could go for like a solid 12 months or more. So, yeah, it just depends how the world's doing, how the CPI's figures come in, and what the Federal Reserve decided to do in reaction to that. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to cover, really. Just a bit of a recap of the dollar index. Check out Bitcoin, and then a couple of the alts like Doge and Shiba. See what the stock market was doing, and yeah, we're on track. At least we're still like, I think, positive, optimistic. But maybe by next stream, we'll find out what the hell happened. Hopefully it's positive, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and happy Halloween to you guys over in the US. And I'll catch you on the next one. All right, see ya.